This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's friends.
You miss a minute, you miss a lot.
Oh,
here.
yeah, I
but
heard
we
that.
want to make sure that you are a huge part of our show, and for that, we turn our attention to Sweet Baby Jays.
Sweet Baby Jays, how are you, my man?
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. Now you're watching this on over 219 stations across this great country and an American Forces Network across the globe. Now you can always find us on our social media channels, streaming, and if you go to our website and click on where to watch, you can find out where we are in your neck of the woods. And you can always leave me a message.
Ooh,
nice.
I love those messages, ladies. I love
Ladies
messages.
love messages.
I say all that because I want you to comment on the question of the day. Would you rather have more time or money?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
I have an answer for you, but
Okay.
I jump on these all the time. Jackson, you go first.
This is tough. I feel like in order to enjoy a lot more time, it's nice to have a lot of money. Because if
Okay.
you're extending your time but you're poor, your quality of life is questionable, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm just being realistic about it as far as like finances go. So if you're going to live to be 90, if you look at how much longer people are living today, they're outlasting their savings or their retirement accounts. So the quality of life,
Okay.
past the age of 70 or 80 starts to shrink down a bit because, money-wise, they didn't plan to live that long.
See, Jackson always wakes me up and takes me out of reality because I was going to go opposite because time is the only thing you cannot create.
Right.
more
That
of.
is true.
Right.
And so I was going to be all like philosophical and everything. It was like,
Please be philosophical.
Well, I was, but then you made a very good point. Yeah, when I get old, I have no money. And I think though, I would still say time because there's so much we think we have so much of it.
Yeah.
You guys hear me all the time now that I have a 14-year-old son. There's things that I say I wish I would have said to my kids that are now 30 and 35 and such. And I go, when I was that age, you thought you had all the time in the world to do stuff.
That's true.
And I remember people would Mitch, we're going to get you on TV, or Mitch, we're going to get you in plays. I'm like, okay, we'll do it, and I was like, well, they're going to do it for me, right?
Yeah.
Because that was my mentality back then. But the only way you're going to do it is going by yourself, and then taking the time to learn a craft or doing something.
Yeah.
And I think now that I see this with Enzo, that, if you want something, you got to get to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember people telling me that I didn't catch on to
Yeah.
it. I wish I would have.
James?
I'm a combination of both. So for me, money buys you more time. I know with the new technology that's coming
a good
out,
point too. You're right.
that the more money that you have, the better access you have to that technology, which will help you lengthen your time.
I am so.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about magazines. We're not talking about Money Magazine and Time Magazine. I am so. You guys have got to prep me for these.
I was going to renew your subscription, and I thought,
There
he's
you
got
go.
so many.
There you go.
You mentioned Life. I thought it was the cereal too. So I have no idea.
That's one of the best cereals ever.
Am I right? Right?
Oh.
It's a cereal you don't appreciate till
No,
you get older.
don't get older. It's so true. And it just has the right amount of soaking with the milk to make it crunchy
gosh.
but soft.
That's why
Frosted
Mikey
Flakes,
liked
man.
it.
Oh.
I'm the Tony the
Frosted
Tiger, Frosted Flakes. All
Frosted
that
Flakes.
sugar was terrible for you as a kid, but hey,
I remember when I just got married and I was like on my own. It was, I went shopping. I spent at least a good 45 minutes in the cereal aisle. I realized I can buy whatever I want.
Isn't that nice?
I
Isn't that
can buy whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm like, but I like this one, but this is this one. But now it's like, well, Liza won't let me eat this.
Yeah.
And, let me do that. But anyway, I'm wasting too much time
No, you're not.
in somebody's money.
It's true. My mom would make us eat the real healthy cereal, the shredded wheat or the grape nuts. And
Okay.
it's like she should have just got the Fruit Loops because I poured so much sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah.
And I would scrape it from
Amen,
the
sis.
bottom
Yes.
of the bowl.
And
And there would be a giant thing of sugar on there. I'm like, that's the only way I can eat the grape nuts. I mean, so she did more harm
Oh my gosh,
forcing
yeah.
me to eat that than if I would have just had Lucky Charms.
That's
or Fruit
wild.
Loops.
You are
See, I never
100%
did that.
right.
I
Oh my
never did
God.
that. You had to pour that much sugar in it
Oh,
to make it taste great?
I mean, we had one of those sugar shakers.
You were
on that
eating
kid.
candy.
Basically, I mean, and there was a layer of sugar at the bottom of the bowl.
I'm with you 100%,
wow.
Yeah.
Jackson. It's almost like we grew up in the same
Yeah,
room.
it's
It's
true.
crazy, crazy
Southwest
stuff.
Airlines making headlines again, everybody.
Yeah.
They've recently changed their open seating policy. policy to assign seating only. Now, on a recent flight, an elderly lady was on a flight with plenty of open seats, decided to move. Here's what happened next.
Good morning. Can I see your boarding pass?
Sure.
So you're in 30E.
Yes, sir.
So this is your seat over here.
Yes, sir.
That's where you're gonna have to sit at.
So I was wondering because there's no one sitting here.
I understand. That's not how it works. The seat you have to sit in is a seat that's assigned to you.
Right.
So, like I said, I would either move or else we're just gonna have to take you off the flight altogether.
So the initial response to this is kind of crazy because you look at this as an older lady, the flight's not full.
Right.
He's saying, look, you're going to have to move back to the seat that you purchased. Otherwise, he's threatening to take the woman off the plane if she does not cooperate, which I think was a little bit much.
Here's how they could have avoided it. First off, there is a seating thing. I admit, when I was fat, I was taken off a plane one time so they could balance it. Seriously, there is that thing on these smaller planes.
Yeah,
but as far as this goes, what he said was, ma'am, if on takeoff, please sit in your seat, and then you can ask a flight attendant if you'd like to move once we're in the air. Right. And that happens all the time. Yeah. Because there's no way they can sell that seat in the last minute. It's already in the air, right?
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He shouldn't have cared. I think he handled it the wrong way. Now, only thing I would say.
I don't know. I think he handled
if there was a connecting flight where she had to stay in her seat, then because they had more people boarding, then okay.
But there's regulations,
right now,
though, James.
But that's okay though, because no one else is on the plane.
Yeah. Although I will side with the guy. Although I agree he kind of came off a little bit like a jerk. I do think, nowadays you're paying for every portion of that seat, whether it's in the back, whether it's in the front, whether it has more leg room, whether it has extra storage. So she may have paid for a cheap seat way in the back, and she's moving up to a business size seat, whatever it is, whatever they call it, I have no clue. But so she's basically getting an upgrade for free.
Yes.
And she's giving herself that upgrade.
They do it all the time.
I know. And she probably could have handled it better too, because she probably could have said, hey, is there any chance I might be able to move seats?
Okay,
and then,
you said she's an elderly lady.
Yeah.
And this is bothering me. I got to will you put this up for me, Keegan? If you can, preferably at the very beginning. Okay, so here's the guy talking, right?
Yes.
And she's looking back and forth. She must have the glasses. I'm trying to figure
the meta glasses.
Is that what she has?
No, she's got somebody behind her is recording it.
Okay, but then
Yes.
wait a minute. Then how? But the guy just walks right up. This is kind of.
You think it's set up?
I don't know if I'm starting to wonder about this, but we have to play it. So we'll go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So he's explaining this to her and everything.
Yeah.
But when she walks up, she shows her phone.
Yeah, and she's got her grandson kid on the phone.
No, she has meta glasses.
Oh, she has
That's
meta
got to be
glasses?
meta
That's gotta be
glasses,
meta
right?
glasses.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't think it's somebody else that's no, you're right. 'cause
But
she's
she's
looking
also
straight down.
recording this.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the point that I'm making.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, people record all the time with those meta
But
glasses.
did she? All the time? Well, do you see what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
like, wait a minute.
No,
Did she
no
know
crazy.
that something was about to happen?
I don't
That's a
think
good
so.
point.
I
You
just
don't?
think I get to your point where you say she's going to first class or something like that. It looks like she's in the back of the plane. Let it be. Let it be.
Hard to say, but I mean, I can't fault the guy because he's basically following company
Right.
protocol.
He has to.
And she should have asked him ahead of time before she moved.
Okay, the plane is not taken off yet,
Yeah.
obviously, right? Because he's still on it. He
Yeah.
looks like a gate agent. He has a CB in his hand. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the thing, and I might be completely wrong, but I've taken a lot of flights, and I know that there's a manifest that
Yes. Right.
says this person
Yes.
is sitting here,
Right.
this person is
Exactly.
sitting here, and it is his job to make sure that's happened.
Yes. I got
With that said, he should have mentioned what I just talked about, saying, once we take off, then you're allowed to move.
Yes.
Right.
And do
I
this
got
sort
you.
of thing. And I don't like how he handled it because it's like, he had a little smirk thing to it, but he's probably dealing with this a lot because of this changeover
Yes.
from
And on
the
top
cattle
of it-
call to the.
Yeah.
People are such jerks on flights nowadays. It's almost like you have
Fight.
to handle that that
That's
way.
why I think that she was doing the meta. I think she
Yeah.
was waiting
for him, like,
to
to
come
get
up and
hauled
say
off the
something.
plane.
Yeah.
She's trying to get a viral moment for free
Yes.
tickets.
I think that really, honestly,
You're right.
I think there's
I
a
bet
mix
there's-
of all this.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about the meta glasses.
It's still it's a good point that we're talking about
Yeah.
it, that this is happening. I don't like how he handled it. I think he could have handled it, but he was doing his job.
But I don't like the way she handled it either. She should have asked a flight attendant, hey, is there an opportunity for me to change seats? The manifest point's really important too, because God forbid the plane goes down, they got to know who's sitting where, and if she just decides to upend and sit somewhere else, then how do they know who's wearing and sitting.
Who's the most important in this opinion? It's yours.
Yeah.
And we want you to go to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Sound off. Let us know who's in the right in this one. Hey, before we go to break, here's our brain flash question. Which sitcom is set in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana? We'll have that answer right after this.
It's not news. It's not nonsense. It's that weird place in between. Opinion-ish. Coming.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's brain flash question right. Here is the question. Which sitcom is set in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana?
I think I know this one.
All right, and the answer is
Parks
and Rec.
Oh, it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Prime is the horror thriller The Home. It stars Pete Davidson.
You saw how clean this place was coming in?
Yes, sir.
Your job is to keep it that way.
And no fourth floor, darling. Those patients need special care. Off limits to you.
Max, a troubled man, starts working at a retirement home and realizes its residents and caretakers harbor sinister secrets. As he investigates the building and its forbidden fourth floor, he starts to uncover connections to his own past and upbringing as a foster child. I chatted with writer-director James DeMonico.
You always hope that since you're layering the film with some socio-political commentary, you do without preaching. I hope it's not, you don't want to preach to the audience, but you hope that maybe it gets some people talking, sparks a little bit of debate about things. And we tried to do that with the Purge movies, and we're trying to continue that here. So hopefully we put some ideas out there for people to discuss.
Although Pete Davidson did a fine job, The Home is a predictable and uninspired mess. There's really not too much here to enjoy as the film just falls flat. Again, The Home is streaming on Prime and gets a D. It's rated R. Streaming on Apple TV Plus is the third season of Shrinking.
Life is going to keep demonstrating what you need most.
We've got great friends. It sucks that we're such good people.
Right?
Got a job that we love. It's a good life.
I know you want more.
Okay, bye, Jimmy.
Dude, how did you not ask her out?
Liz, you know I hate being spied on.
Hey, she's right though, man. That was painful.
What the hell?
I told you she liked him. Hey, got it. I got it.
Everybody, get out of my yard.
In season 3, family dynamics are changing, shaking up relationships and pushing characters into messy new chapters while exploring life, loss, and the mess of healing with humor and heart.
Why do you think people love Shrinking?
I think people love Shrinking because it's a hangout show of found family. Like, it's people, overstepping boundaries and apologizing, and people being silly and loving each other and showing up for each other or letting each other down. Like, it's a very sort of found family vibe, and I think people want to know these people, or they feel like they're hanging out with them.
I think that she has been on a forgiveness journey these 3 seasons. We see her try and forgive Jimmy in the first season and forgiving Lewis in the second season. Also seeing her make mistakes of her own and learning how to ask for forgiveness in season 2. And I think by season 3, she's kind of maybe throwing the need of forgiveness out the window a little bit. She's just like, we're going, we're in movement, I'm moving out. I gotta find my independence.
Shrinking is one of the best comedies to stream, and season 3 offers some of the best moments on any streaming service. Again, you can catch up to seasons 1 and 2 of Shrinking streaming on Apple TV Plus now, and season 3 begins next week. It gets an A and is rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
All right, listen, it doesn't matter if you've owned an iPhone since 2007 like Jackson here, maybe you're brand new to the Apple devices. There are, of course, dozens of things you probably don't even know that your iPhone can actually do. So Wirecutter released a list of some of the most fascinating tricks. You can use it from using it as a white noise machine to removing background flaws in photos. Other great ideas, check it out. You can identify plants or even animals. What you do is take a photo and look for the eye at the bottom of your screen. You can also ask Siri to read things to you. You can open up Safari and ask Siri to read or say you want to listen to a page. It can do just that. You can also, this is one I use a lot, schedule a text to send. Real simple to do. Just you have it send later. You tap the plus sign on the left side of the message. You'll see where it says send later. You can create gestures that you could trigger with your own voice. And some other great things you can do is copy or translate text with your camera. Use those 3 lines in the square. They're called the hamburger, if you will. Some people call them that, in the bottom right corner. And when you go to like Japanese or Chinese restaurants, it's really fun to read the signs and it's while you're waiting for the food. Here's something I didn't know. You can actually look up laundry care icons, take a photo of the tag, then hit the eye icon at the bottom of the screen. It'll tell you about that. You can keep people from snooping through your phone. Use guided access. It keeps your phone locked to just one app. Of course, screen time. If you're wanting to find out if you're spending too much time, you can do that on specific apps. And you can even share Wi-Fi passwords via QR code. Stand close to the other person, have them open up their Wi-Fi settings. Then on your device, you just hit share password. You can also go for your Wi-Fi. You can look on your iPhone to look for the network name and show the network QR code for them to scan. So all kinds of cool stuff you can do on there. Yeah. Transcribing stuff, memos. Here's something. You can actually record calls without downloading an app.
See, now how do you do this?
Okay, while you're on the call, you'll have options down there. One could be record the message. Now, it will say this is now being recorded. So you will know, because some states require that you have to know that. Basically, you tap on the more button on that phone app and then hit start recording. It'll let you know that you're doing that. Which is good. That way you know if you're on the other line, it's being recorded. But it's good for like maybe you're getting instructions from somebody. And you don't want to have to repeat it.
It's interesting how technology is sort of really, it changes so quickly from year to year. Because I remember being in news, and you probably experienced the same thing. You want to record a phone call interview. Right. And it was such a hassle. Like you had to go through this elaborate setup to try and half the time it worked and half the time it didn't. Now you just hit record on your phone.
You hit a button, it'll say it's recorded, they know it's recording. I don't know how often it tells you that it's being recorded, but it does say it at the beginning. Yeah, now we have it. And everything we need is right there on our phone. Everything we need is you, and we love having you here on the show.
Yeah, stay with us. DailyFlashShow.com if you want more information on any of the stories we're covering here today, or if you want to get in touch. We're back right after this.
Life Love Shopping is a weekly 30-minute lifestyle show hosted by Andrea Jackson. It's focused on the latest trends for your health, home, and happiness. Life Love Shopping offers viewers ways to improve their life and style, wellness, and relationships. If you live it, love it, or buy it, Life Love Shopping will talk about it.
We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction.
Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z.
All right. Welcome back to the Daily Flash. I'm your social media guru, James Alexander, a.k.a. Sweet Baby James.
All right, Sweet.
Here's your question of the day. What is a decision you're really glad you made? All right, just send me the answers on all our socials at dailyflashshow.com.
All right, James, thanks so much. I'd have to be a dad, but I wouldn't say I made the decision. I guess because, we didn't plan. We didn't plan any of our kids. But I'm so glad that I have kids.
I will say there were a couple of relationships with guys that I'm glad didn't work out. Those were some good decisions I made.
One thing, Jackson, is she broke up with a guy because he called him Snicky Snacks.
Yeah.
I remember that. And so I put that in my never call them
Snicky Snacks. Yeah. But so I'm it all worked out because of course now I'm with Alan, so it all,
a great guy he is. It's interesting. You think about that. Every decision you make will affect either good or bad or whatever. And guess what? It's a decision you made.
Yeah.
You stick with it, and if it was the wrong one, you'll know.
Well, the thing is about relationships too, it's like they're heartbreaking at the time, and you're like, how can I make this work? I really want to make this work. And then when you have some time for reflection and you look back and you're like, thank God that didn't work.
Aren't you? Yes. Yeah. 100%. And Me being as immature, I think, as I am, I was just doing this yesterday, matter of fact, just thinking like of the stupid things I did and how I acted, and you're like, why did I do it? Anyway, so keep that in mind. We'd love to hear if you have any. James, of course, our social media host, is going to be monitoring all your calls. By the way, brand new thing on our website, you can leave us voice messages. You just hit the sound off button. You'll see it on to the side or up at the very top. Sound off.
If you've got a good breakup story.
That's what, oh my gosh, we love it.
Yeah.
We would love to hear it and share it here on the show. Let's jump into some trendy news stories around here. Looks like cruise passengers heading to Mexico may want to skip their e-cigarettes, or at least packing them up. The country now is enforcing a nationwide ban on vaping devices. New rules actually took effect last month. The new law authorized penalties for any activity involving e-cigarettes, vapes, or similar devices. Now, the crime is punishable up to 8 years in prison.
Oh my God.
Travelers who bring e-cigarettes into the country could be subject to enforcement when passing through customs. Now, Mexico has been tightening restrictions on smoking and vaping for several years. It's interesting to see Mexico actually doing that. There has to be something involved in that. Is the drug cartel missing out on the money? You have to think that, right?
It's okay to bring anything else into the country, but God forbid you vape.
Vape and
you're in prison.
Now 8 years in prison in a Mexican prison. What are you in for vaping? But there's got to be some kind of politics involved in that. It just seems like that is such a harsh thing for people to be put in jail for.
Yeah, I mean, I get trying to discourage people from doing it, but I think that might be taking it a step too far.
I think you're right. I honestly think they're losing money somewhere. There's more to that story. But keep that in mind. If you're going to Mexico, that could be a big, big deal.
Yeah, hard for them to justify throwing somebody in prison for 8 years for vaping, and yet other crimes seem to go. We'll get to that later. Yeah,
it's fine.
A Florida man was caught on video rescuing 2 toddlers who wandered into oncoming traffic. This story's crazy. John Brittingham was driving through Brevard County.
Look at this, y'all.
When he saw 2 toddlers wander right into a busy roadway. He scooped up the first toddler, who was right in the middle of the road. Then he waved at other drivers to slow down. As he grabbed the second one, he was able to get the girls back on the sidewalk within seconds of being hit by an oncoming car. However, parents nowhere in sight. John decided to go door to door in a desperate attempt to find their family. Eventually, the Good Samaritan knocked on an Airbnb rental with an elderly couple and a young girl. The family thanked John and apologized for losing sight of the 2 girls. He chose not to call the police because his focus was getting the toddlers back to their family.
All right, so we're all saying horrible parents here. Well, if that's the case, I'm a horrible parent because this exact same thing happened to me.
Did it really?
Yeah. Okay. So when I was in Alabama, we lived on kind of a semi-busy road, whatever, and it was like a fork, and our property was right there at the fork, right? And my second oldest was probably about this age, and it was Saturday morning, and I didn't hear him go outside. He opened up the door, walking out, and then I'm sitting there watching cartoons or whatever I'm watching on Saturday morning, literally in my underwear, and I get a knock on the door, and a lady holding Sawyer. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she goes, he was out in the middle of the road. And I go, oh my gosh. And it's that point forward, I'm always constantly looking. So you call me a bad parent, but it can happen.
It can happen.
It sounds like Airbnb situation, maybe that your mom might have slept in. Who knows? I don't know.
Kids are in a new locale, and kids are curious. They wander off. It just happens.
Good people like this gentleman who comes in and rescues. Love seeing that.
Yeah.
We have got more Flash coming up right around the corner. You are watching Daily Flash, or our website, dailyflashshow.com. It's waiting for you right now.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, let's check in with James Alexander. He's got his eye on our stations across the nation.
That's right. More than 219 stations across this country, the American Forces Network across the globe. You can always find us on all our social media channels. And you can go to our special website, dailyflashshow.com. Click on where to watch and find out where we are in your neck of the woods. And today's Neck of the Woods place.
Neck of the Woods.
Neck of the Woods.
I like that. Let's change it.
Yeah, Neck of the Woods.
Neck of the Woods place.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
The land, baby. The land.
There you go.
WIVN-TV in Cleveland, Ohio. I have family in Cleveland, and being from Detroit, I used to go back and forth to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Some special things took place in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
Cannot remember their names, but you know.
Oh.
All right, it was the first city to have
Ladies.
electric street lights in 1879. It's home to the world's largest outdoor chandelier.
Ooh.
And the world's first electric traffic signal was installed there in 1914.
Is that so?
Yep, all in Cleveland.
Fascinating.
East 99.
The
Shout out.
Christmas Story house is there.
That's right.
And it's funny, you can go by and look at it and such, and they have a museum across the street. Of course, Cleveland, you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You got to go check that out. It's really, really cool.
It was awesome.
So good memories.
I have
good
some
or bad?
great memories. Some memories I would rather forget, but some great memories.
I want in my lifetime the Browns to go.
I do
just
too.
to go.
Just
to
once.
No, not before the Detroit Lions.
That
I'm sorry,
is true.
Dave.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But yeah,
They were looking good though,
they
right?
were.
They were.
had a
They were.
moment. They had a window.
As you noticed in front of us, you didn't catch us in the middle of a commercial break, drink or anything. Our friends at Universal Pictures have set us up with some great accompanying props, if you will, from the new movie coming out. It's called You, Me, and Tuscany. It's coming out April 10th. You can check that out. James is not a barista. He's actually wearing the apron. Because what do we know about Italy?
Food.
The food.
Yes.
I am about a month and a half away.
I can't wait for you to
going
go.
something I've
You'll
always
love
wanted to do. And one of my requirements, well, I was telling my wife was when we were there, I was like, let's definitely do Airbnb instead of hotel because I want to cook there.
Right.
I want so I could say I've cooked in Italy. And you've been there because you were telling me, right?
Mm-hmm. Italy's amazing. I was in the Amalfi Coast, Sorrento, Positano, which is the southern western tip of the country, the boot, and it was spectacular. I mean, probably the best vacation I've ever taken.
I've never heard anybody say they've gone to Italy and not had a good time and enjoyed it, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk, we talked, and so I'm going to bring back tons of memories.
And it smells like olive oil and lemons.
All the
moment
time?
you step off the plane. Oh, gosh, it's just delicious.
And Hugo, this morning, he and I were talking. He's like, is Eliza going to be okay with eating all this? Because I'm going to try to lose 10 pounds so I can gain.
Right.
And she said, absolutely, because there, the food is completely different. Number one, if you have a gluten issue, there's not an issue there because they don't do anything to the food over there, as we do here in the United States, as far as the bread and the grains and that sort of thing. And they said a completely different taste. Liza's been there several times.
And you're walking everywhere, and that's the other part of it. Like you can walk, you can drink, and the same with the drink. With the wine, they don't have a specific preservative in the wine, so you don't get as hungover.
The hungover.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it's amazing.
We're non-drinkers in our family, but Liza says, I'm going to drink in Italy. And I go, if you do, I'm not going to. I go, if you don't, then you don't experience
The
it.
thing with Italy, and you'll find when you go out to dinner, they always serve you a shot of limoncello before you start your dinner, and it's this lemon liqueur. Yeah, so you may end up having to have a sip. Yeah.
No.
Or she'll have a sip.
You
with
know me. It's
I
just
know,
like
that
Dr.
is true.
Pepper.
Yeah.
If I have one,
Well,
I'm drinking the rest of my life.
Why that specifically though?
Limoncello?
Yeah, what is it?
It cleanses the palate.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a lemon
I've heard
liqueur.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they have a non-alcoholic version.
They might. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Still, though, if you want to check it out, I know Isabella in the our playback operator, she was talking about Haley Bailey, who's starring in this movie as well. She was on The Mermaid, a little.
Oh yes, that's right. The Little Mermaid.
Under the sea.
Anyway, coming up right around the corner, actually, we're going to be talking to a real chef about Italian food and how you can pair it with a great movie.
It's not news. It's not nonsense. It's that weird place in between. Opinion-ish.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Italy is calling. Thanks to Universal's new movie, You, Me, and Tuscany. I know why. Take a look.
Girl, you pretended to be the white Italian man's fiance. She's marrying Matteo. It's hard to believe. But ended up catching feelings for the black Italian cousin brother. Oh, this some Shonda Rhimes.
It's like you appeared out of nowhere.
Keep it together, girl.
Oh, that door stinks. Hang on. Whoops.
Sorry.
That's not the handbrake. Whoa.
Oh, that is spicy. Now, if you get in the right mood for the movie, we are doing a world first, a food and movie pairing. Joining us now with those pairings is chef and author of the cookbook, Winter in Tuscany, Cozy Recipes and the Quanto Basta Way, Amber Guinness. Hello, Amber.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
We are so excited to have you on. We want to talk a little bit more about your cookbook and everything else, but we got to talk some Italian food. And before we do that, let's take a peek at the movie. Check this out.
First time to Tuscany?
My first time pretty much anywhere. Hello? Who leaves an engagement ring in a junk drawer?
Amber, if this is going to be the first time anybody goes to Italy, what should you eat?
Oh my God. So Tuscan food, which I would argue is the best Italian food, is all about gorgeous meats, incredible produce, beautiful vegetables, and of course, amazing pasta. So here we have a really delicious red wine spaghetti. It's quite unusual, but Tuscany is very famous for its red wine. If you've seen the trailer for Yumi in Tuscany, she's in those gorgeous vineyards. Those grapes give those incredible, gorgeous ruby red wines. And so there's this wonderful traditional recipe where you cook the spaghetti in red wine and water and then make a sauce with red wine, pancetta and onion. And it's very delicious, very local to Chianti, this winemaking region of Tuscany just south of Florence.
It sounds, I mean, my mouth is watering, seriously, just thinking about it being made. That's what's so great. Let's take another deeper look into the movie. Check this out.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh! Buongiorno. Gabriella wants to give you a tour of the vineyard.
Why?
Aren't you getting married there?
Oh. I used to dream of working in a place like this.
You're a chef? You belong here.
This was fun.
All right, so Amber, to feel like you're actually going on a tour of Tuscany, what dish would you actually eat?
I would probably start with a bistecca fiorentina, a Florentine T-bone steak. It's traditionally cut 4 fingers this high, 4 fingers high, right. And then it's cooked on the grill, and they call it carne e fuoco nobile, meat and noble fire. Those are the only ingredients you need for a really good bistecca fiorentina. And they are absolutely delicious, mouth-watering, and you have them with some gorgeous roast potatoes, lots of rosemary, olive oil. It's a real treat. So you've got to have a good one in central Tuscany.
Absolutely. 4 fingers, that's massive. All right. Last but not least, let's heat some things up a little bit that actually will probably make Grandma blush a little. Check this out.
Is that rain?
Oh my God. Okay. You can eat, pray, and love me, baby.
All right, when you're actually looking to spice things up in Tuscany, what should we eat?
I mean, if you want to go the traditional route, there's a lot of offal, like tripe and quite hardcore meaty things. But I always loved like a spicy salami pizza is really good in Tuscany. Anything with kind of chili on pasta, like a carrettiera pasta, which is rigatoni with tomatoes and lots of chili. Yeah, they like things spicy.
Your cookbook, where can folks get it?
My cookbook's available wherever you buy your books, online, your local bookstore. This is the book here, and it's full of lots of ideas, lots of essays. If you're headed to Italy, it's got lots of ideas of where to visit, things to taste, and how to enjoy your time the best you can.
Thank you so much, Sarah Amber. For more information on the new movie, You, Me, and Tuscany, head over to universalpictures.com and our website, dailyflashshow.com.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back. Spring has arrived. And you know what? It's actually the perfect time to hit that reset button. From revitalizing your home to upgrading your daily tech, Mario Armstrong, our buddy, is joining us with his top must-haves for the new season. Hey there, Mario.
Thanks so much for having me. And as always, you're right. I'm working with a few awesome brands that are my must-haves to lean into the new season with some cool upgrades.
Okay, bud. What's that one essential home reset that we should all be doing right now?
This is an important one. So one essential home reset for spring is cleaning, maintaining, testing, and possibly replacing your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. Look, these alarms, they're like mini computers. They have sensors in them, and those sensors can be impacted by dust, It can lead to wear or worse, false alarms. So I love Kidda's 10-year battery-powered smoke and combo alarms, which offer the latest sensing technology. It's going to help you stay better protected longer. And I know spring cleaning is often about aesthetics, but it's also the perfect time to make your home safer.
And what's your top pick for a more, say, efficient home office?
Okay, my top pick for an efficient home, especially a home office, is a great printer that works when I need it to. This is the Epson EcoTank ET3950. It's great for busy families and creatives, and I hate it, and I know you do too, when you run out of ink because it always happens when you need it the most. This printer is cartridge-free with high-capacity ink tanks and with up to 3 years of ink included in the box. So you're saving money and avoiding those last-minute store runs. It also prints fast. It's double-sided, features a 250-sheet tray and a color display so everything runs smooth.
Hey, tell us how we can get our home that modern, effortless upgrade this spring.
This is going to blow you away because it blew me away. If you really want to make an upgrade difference, go with the GE Smart Shades. They will replace your old manual blinds with a sleek, cordless, motorized system that's whisper quiet, easy to install. You can choose blackout fabrics for privacy or light filtering options, and you can control them with the included remote or using your voice with Alexa or Google. I love that. The GE Smart Shades are a simple way to boost comfort, save energy, and it's definitely going to give your space a modern look.
And where can folks go if they want more info?
Just head to our website. We got everything there at inthenews.tv.
Home and auto insurance costs continue to rise, but what can we do about it? Here's what you need to know.
Americans are paying more for home and auto insurance, and many are asking what can actually help bring those costs down. Industry leaders point to inflation, natural disasters, rebuilding costs, and lawsuit abuses pushing rates higher. American Property Casualty Insurance Association President and CEO David Sampson says fighting lawsuit abuse is crucial for price stability.
Lowering insurance costs over time means reducing the drivers behind them. That includes preventing losses before they happen and addressing excessive legal costs that add pressure to the system. When claims and legal expenses come down, prices become more stable.
APCIA Senior Vice President for Policy and Research Robert Gordon adds some states are seeing results from reforms.
We're seeing improved competition and signs of rate stabilization in states taking steps to reduce legal system abuse and strengthen market conditions. Addressing risk and legal cost is key to keeping coverage available and affordable.
Learn more at apci.org/insurance.
It is National Nutrition Month, and lifestyle editor Joanne Butler joins us with the scoop on ways to help us stick to a healthier lifestyle. So, Joanne, what do you have for us today?
Well, 57% of sparkling water drinkers reach for it in the morning. 35% are looking for something without sugar or sweeteners. This is my go-to. It's Waterloo Sparkling Water. They're custom crafted, naturally flavored, no sugar, sweeteners, or calories at all. Just super bright and full of flavor, and they have a ton of them, including 3 new ones that are perfect for just a refreshing start to the day. There's Banana Berry Bliss that tastes like creamy ripe banana with sweet berry notes and a hint of orange for tartness. I love the melon medley too. It just blends notes of sweet watermelon and cantaloupe and honeydew. And they brought back last summer's fan favorite, lemon Italian ice. So now you can get it all year round. This one's sweet and lemony with sour notes. One sip and you literally feel like you're on the beach. I love these. They're amazing straight from the can or for making mocktails. These are really just a win-win, better for you option. You can check them out at drinkwaterloo.com and at your favorite grocery stores. I've also really been trying to level up on my protein goals. One of my favorite ways to do this is with Premier Protein. Now, these are really high protein shakes that give you the fuel you need to go get them every single day, whether it's a hard workout or just a regular busy day of life. Each one packs 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, and no added sugar. And there are more than 12 flavors, so something for everyone. I love the vanilla, the caramel, the cafe latte, so delicious, and they're just really smooth and creamy. So it makes it easy to stick to your goals, which is super key. And you can find Premier Protein at Amazon and Walmart and other retailers nationwide. They're also really doing something cool this month. They believe that healthier communities start with the people who serve them, and they have a Shakes for Shifts initiative that fuels those on the front lines, and they're honoring nurses who help keep communities healthy and thriving by challenging them to focus on realistic habits and help them refuel and recharge throughout their busy days. Basically a free wellness program for nurses. So check that out at healthynursehealthynation.org.
Hey, Wellness Pet Company, they're known for its science-backed premium pet food. It helps pets live their most healthiest lives. And joining me right now with some new, exciting products is Kelly Diedring, host of Kelly's Pet Picks on Paul's PR TV. And you got Junie here as well.
Junie's our little spokes dog.
I love it. Tell us about these great things that are going to make Junie and all the other pets that take it feel better.
Premium health foods for pets. So these are brand new wellness protein bowls by Wellness Pet Company. You know you love a protein bowl. It's healthy, high protein, all those grains, the vegetables. Now we have it for dogs. So this is perfect for that discerning pet parent that loves to feed fresh but doesn't like the stench, right? That kind of odor of the wet pet food. And also, it doesn't need to be refrigerated. It's resealable, it's shelf stable, and it's a protein bowl. It launches at PetSmart in April. Yes.
And these milk bars, to me, they look delicious for humans, but they're made for Junie and
They're
friends.
made for Junie. This is by Wellness Pet Company. Old Mother Hubbard is celebrating 100 years of baking premium pet treats. They've partnered with New York City's iconic bakery, Milk Bar, and they've made this pet treat. So it's perfect for birthdays because everybody's doing dog birthdays now, right? That is a thing. So get it for your pet's birthday or just to celebrate your pets in everyday life. Old Mother Hubbard.
All right, where folks want to get more information, where can they go, Kelly?
Yes, wellnesspetfood.com.
All right, can I
say
take
bye,
Junie?
Junie?
Bye, Junie.
I think we both want to steal Junie.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's find out what you need to binge watch this weekend. We got streaming for the weekend. Jackson, what do you got?
Oh, I'm hooked on a new show called The Beauty on FX starring Ashton Kutcher.
Every night I pray for your death.
Can we play some yacht rock?
I got the beauty shot!
Is this real life? One simple injection to become a beauty.
Are there side effects?
You know, even though it's all about the surface and beauty, there are so many layers to this show that's fascinating with regard to our current culture and social media and how we look. And Ashton Kutcher plays a great villain in this show.
Is this a mini or a limited series?
Limited
Okay,
series,
so check that out. All right,
Mhm.
this sounds fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I could see with the aspects of what goes on with the social media, how everybody can be included in
And the Demi Moore movie, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it's similar to that in its grotesqueness and its horror. So it's sort of a drama horror thriller.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They used to be together. They used to be
Oh,
a couple.
that's right.
Maybe they shared notes.
Maybe.
Who knows? All right. If you thought the first season was intense, season 2 of The Pit turns up the pressure and does not let off.
Ooh,
Smart,
boy.
dark, and absolutely worth your binge. It's streaming now on HBO Max. The Pit.
This is severe.
Dr. Robovich is basically, he's still ready to go on his sabbatical.
That's the Noah Wiley character?
Noah Wiley character, and he's a motorcyclist. He refused to wear a helmet, which is, he says he relates that to Willy Wonka, where he wanted him to have a lot of surprises.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
That does it for our show. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yes, for more information on any of today's stories, be sure to visit dailyflashshow.com. We will see you right back here, same time, same place.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Be good.
Have a good weekend.